Hello everyone, welcome to the 43rd tutorial in this series of Complete Guide to ReactJS. So in this tutorial we are going to see fragments in detail. So for this I'm going to take the code base whichever I have used in the previous tutorial itself, and in this code base what I am going to do is I'm going to create a new say new file, and I'm just going to name it as table.js like that. So I have created the table.js, and I'm going to give RSF the code snippet which is used to create the functional components. So inside this I'm going to mention a table like this, and I'm also going to close the table, and inside that I am going to mention tbody, that is the structure of the table. Actually it should be tbody and slash tbody, it is going to end. So I'm going to create a row, and inside this row I'm going to give some heading, and I'm going to name it as th like that, and inside this th I'm going to mention name as a heading, and below this I'm planning to have a column which is nothing but would be another component whichever I am going to create it right now. So stay with me, don't lose your focus, just follow whatever I am saying. Import column from double quotes dot slash column like that. So now I have to create another component, and I'm going to name it as column like that, and it is giving me some exception. That is because the column component is not present. So right click on this advanced folder whichever I have created, and going to column.js, and inside this column.js I'm going to give RSF the code snippet which is used to generate the functional components, and inside this div tag I'm going to mention td. So the td which would mention like this, and slash td over here like this, and I'm going to give the name as my name. Say for example I'm giving Satish over here like this. I am saving this and saving this as well, and going to take a look at the browser. So once saved, it is not yet getting rendered, so it is still getting saved. So what I'm doing right now is, right now I have created two components. One is naming it as table.js, and another one I'm going to name it as column.js. In table.js, what I have done is I have created a functional components inside a table, and I am having a body tag over here, and I am going to have a tr tag which is nothing but a row tag, and let me put this column outside this particular row like this over here, and another row, and inside another row I am going to call the column components, and I am saving this. So once it is saved it should get populated. I'm not sure like why it is taking so much amount of time. That is because like in between like we have saved with the error, and that is why it is taking much time over here. Hopefully it should render as soon as possible. I'm going to terminate it and I'm going to start again. So this is what happens like if you keep your npm server up and running in your local overnight. I have done the same mistake right now, and hence it is causing some problem over here. So I'm running npm run start again, and I'm just going to take a look at the browser where it is going to execute the code whichever that we have created over here. So to recollect, what I am doing is the column is a child component to the table component, where the first row would be name and the second row would be the contents that would be getting rendered from this column tag. So that is what I am trying to do over here. Something is happening with my node that is causing a problem, I guess, and it is not giving me any contents. Everything looks perfect over here. I'm also checking table.js, and I'm also checking the fragments.js. Oh, that's my mistake. So in fragments.js, what I am doing is I have not mentioned table over here, and that is why it is causing a problem right now. So I'm going to mention table, whichever that I have created over here. I mentioned it as table, and once I mention table, I also need to import it. So I'm going to import over here as a table from ./table, the component that we have created. Right now I am saving it. Now the development server is getting started, and let's take a look at the development server, what is getting rendered. So it is getting rendered name over here and the Satish, like which is the content that is present in the column.js with no issues. But when you click on the right click on inspected, you will find there would be some errors that would be generated, and this generated error would say that this particular div tag is there, right? It should not appear in a td tag, right? So again, we'll take a look at the code. So inside this column.js, you see like over here td is present, and this particular component should be enclosed in a div tag because it should have one parent component. Over here I have mentioned only td like that, but I can also give another name like td like this, td, and my last name like that, right? So let me type that so that it would be more meaningful, and I'm going to give like this, and inside th tag I'm also going to create another th, and I'm going to mention last name like that. So right now this would be meaningful for you guys who's watching. So over here I have given another td tag. So over here two td tags are there, and it has to be enclosed in a div tag. So over here, I mean, the order is missing because, the alignment is missing because we have not included any CSS over here. So at this point of a time is where I said in the last tutorial, the fragments would come into the picture. Now you replace the div tag with React fragments. So whatever the problems that we have enclosed, right? That is because of having a div tag inside the td tag, that would be resolved right now. So I have saved it. It is getting refreshed. Perfect. So right now the error has gone. So this is one of the main advantages of the React fragments. And in this we have to see in detail by taking an example, and that's why I've created another tutorial over here. And one more content I just want to keep you posted is this particular React fragment is having an attribute called key. So you can also render this particular component React.fragment by using a map as well. So map we have seen in the previous tutorials, like where you used to render certain components and retain certain list based on the map, number of contents in the map. So over here, key equal to that particular contents, like whatever the map structure, right? Map name that you will be giving over here. So you can also use it over here. Okay. And last thing I just want to keep you mentioned is there are other ways to represent the React fragment tag. That is nothing but an empty tag like this. So this particular empty tag is still workable, and it would still generate the code. So this empty tag is nothing but the other way of representing a fragments. So the code is working still, though it is getting highlighted red in color. But only one problem that would come over here is when you are using keys. If you want to use keys, this empty tag won't be useful because you can't mention any contents inside it. So if you want to mention keys, then you should mention it as react.fragments. So that's all from this tutorial. And before winding up, I also want to keep you posted where I have kept my code. So in GitHub, there is something called Learn Coding with Satish Kumar Jayachandran. Please make a note. So inside this, I have created a folder tutorial 42. So whatever I have discussed with you guys, right? I have kept the code over here so you can use it. So I'll make sure that the previous tutorial also I will load all those codes over here. As of now, I have loaded in tutorial 42. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day. Please feel free to subscribe this.